morning! Today, we are going to talk about the... Ulit.
Okay lang yan.
Sige,
Tuloy-tuloy na yan.
1, 2, 3.
Wait lang na.
Lagyan nyo na, huwag nyo harangan yung TV.
Okay.
Yan, yan.
Good morning! Today, we are going to talk about the life of Imogen Cunningham.
Including her life, career, and what is art for her.
Cunningham was born in Portland, Oregon, to father Isaac Cunningham and mother Susan Elizabeth Cunningham. Her parents were from Missouri, though both of their families originally came from Virginia. Cunningham was the fifth of 10 children. She grew up in Seattle, Washington, and attended the Dennis School at 5th and Battery Streets in Seattle. In 1901, at the age of 18, Cunningham bought her first camera, a 4x5-inch view camera, via mail order from the American School of Art in Scranton, Pennsylvania. She entered the University of Washington, where she became a charter member of the Washington Alpha chapter of Pi Beta Phi Fraternity for Women. It was not until 1906, while studying at the University of Washington in Seattle, that she was inspired to take up photography again by an encounter with the work of Gertrude Casebier. With the help of her chemistry professor, Horace Byers, she began to study the chemistry behind photography, and she subsidized her tuition by photographing plants for the botany department. In 1907, Cunningham graduated from University of Washington with a degree in chemistry. Her thesis was titled Modern Processes of Photography.
After graduating from college in 1907, Cunningham went to work for Edward S. Curtis in Seattle studio, gaining knowledge about the portrait business and practical photography. Cunningham worked for Edward S. Curtis on his project of documenting American Indian tribes for the book The North American Indian, which was published in 20 volumes between 1907 and 1930. Cunningham learned the technique of platinum printing under Curtis' supervision and became fascinated by the process.
So next, we are going to show you some of the artworks of Imogen Cunningham.
Images were staged allegorical studies which she made with artist friends. Characteristics of the photographs were the soft focus or imagery. An excellent example of this is her image of Ben Butler in 1910. The soft allegorical image seems timeless. His dark eyes and expression give a sense of mystery. Imogen experimented with other types of photography. However, portraiture would always be her first love and become her expertise. Over the years, her portraiture evolved into a different style, which was crisp imaging. This style was a new movement in response to modernism and the pictorialist, which Imogen later would promote and even found the 64-feet group. The group was formed to support the new movement of sharp focus photography. An example of her style of portraiture can be seen in her image of Alfred Stieglitz from 1934. The carefully posed and focused image captures a seemingly serious but hidden tender personality. Cunningham said, "The photography began for me with people no matter what interest I have given. I have never totally deserted the bigger significance in human life. As document or record of personality, I feel that photography isn't surpassed by any other graphic.
Among her other accomplishments in photography, Imogen received an honorary Doctor of Fine Arts degree from the California College of Arts and Crafts in Oakland, a Guggenheim Fellowship in 1970, and was the first recipient of the Dorothea Lange Award. She produced several books, one of which was a documentation of people over the age of 90 called After 90. She also taught at the San Francisco Institute of Fine Arts, now the San Francisco Art Institute. Imogen was not involved with the women's movement. She believed that any woman could accomplish as much as she had. In a letter to her son, Padraig, in 1970, she is quoted saying, "The big news in the country now seems to be between men and women. Many of the people indulging in the crossfire try to drag me in. I feel that there is a great difference in business among men and women. For women, do all the job for less. But among the arts, I feel that there is a great difference in business among men and women. For women, do all the jobs for less. But among the arts, if they are really good, they will get somewhere." In fact, Imogen withdrew from an exhibit when she found out that it was for women only.
Imogen Cunningham has been referred to a brilliant photographer. What is amazing is that, although she took great images and had a degree in chemistry, many of her close associates said that her printing techniques were careless. Data states that Imogen is difficult, if not impossible to sum up. Her life was a complex one, and I am left with strong impressions that have in part been confirmed by the people who speak in this book. She was certainly a courageous woman, one with a mind of her own, who worked hard all of her life. The fact that as a young woman she chose to go into chemistry as an avenue to photography, both fields that were traditional male preserves, apparently did not seem remarkable to her. Independent spirit she was.
Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching our video.
And learned something about Imogen.